Hey, thank you again for being AlphaStaff clients and any interest, any questions that you might have about the AlphaStaff 401k plan. I'd be very happy to answer for you or respond same day for any of you that have interest or questions, either today or in the future. You can send me an email, you can call me, whatever works for you. I'd like to be as responsive to your needs as humanly possible. So just moving forward, just to put it all in some kind of context, so many American workers, as you know, are really living paycheck to paycheck, and they're understandably worried about their ever-rising healthcare costs. They're trying to raise families, pay down student loan debt, credit card debt, you name it. And many are approaching an age where they had hoped to retire, actually, and not be reliant on Social Security payments or, shall we say, the generosity of others. So it's disturbing to hear how many workers don't even have any kind of access to a retirement savings plan where they work. And some of that is due to employers that think it may cost them an arm and a leg. They hear about all the recent lawsuits in the retirement plan arena. Some employees don't really know how much to save for retirement. They don't know if it's going to be enough. They don't know where to invest their retirement contributions. And all of that. And then there's this whole other language it seems a person needs to understand about retirement saving and investing. So it's quite natural that inertia takes over. Unfortunately, time marches on and the opportunities to begin saving or really planning for the future are kind of left to a lower priority, and that's understandable. But we think we have a solution for many of our clients and their employees. So the good news today is really that the AlphaStaff Multiple Employer 401k plan costs employers nothing to join. There are no setup fees, administration fees, compliance testing fees, payroll reconciliation fees, nothing at all to join the AlphaStaff 401k plan and offer this retirement plan benefit to your employees, thus keeping yourself fairly competitive in the job market, at least in this benefit area. AlphaStaff, as the plan sponsor, is really taking on all of the considerable fiduciary liability involved in running and sponsoring a 401k plan of this size and complexity. And the day-to-day administration and government required compliance duties are immense. So all of that is off your back as an employer when you join the AlphaStaff 401k plan. And what your employees receive is a benchmark 401k plan with low fees for them, low cost mutual fund investment choices, and a big planned scope of services along with the convenience of their payroll deductions. So what the heck is a multiple employer 401k plan anyway? And that's what this slide kind of reviews in general terms. The qualified retirement savings plan that is sponsored by one lead company, in this case is AlphaStaff Inc. Other companies join the plan as adopting employers, and even though it's a single plan from the perspective of the federal government, each company is able to specify its own plan design, the eligibility, any employer contributions, etc., which really give you a customized approach to this benefit. Like all of the benefits that AlphaStaff offers, it's always going to be customized to your needs as an employer. So as an adopting employer of a multiple employer 401k like ours, you can realize all the benefits of running your own individually sponsored plan without those costs and without those responsibilities. The next, I guess you could call it a pro or an advantage, would be that we take care of all of the day-to-day administration. We're providing all of the payroll deductions, any employer matching contribution calculations, the reconciliation, the weekly funding that we do. Anyone that is enrolling for the first time, we make sure that that's happening in our system. We're interacting with our third-party administrator and record keeper. So we're doing a lot of auditing of everything on a day-to-day basis. We're also doing, proactive mid-year compliance testing, and of course, all of the annual testing that's required, the filing of the government forms like Form 5500. We're working with an independent auditor, an independent investment manager on the plan. We're, as a company and the sponsor, we're scheduling quarterly meetings for the investment committee to review the performance of the investment choices that are offered to the plan participants. We're doing an awful lot on a day-to-day and a annual basis that is mostly behind the scenes, but all for the benefit of the employees that join the plan. So you're getting this large plan with its advantages at no cost to you as an employer, and your employees are getting a benefit that is truly world-class without you having to take on the burden and the responsibility every day. We've kind of touched on this fiduciary liability relief. You're not the plan sponsor when you join the AlphaStaff 401k plan, so you don't have to take care of any of these duties. You don't have any of this risk of a lawsuit or liability, the costs of hiring auditors and filling out forms and all of the testing and offering all sorts of information and education and all the rest of it to your employees. All of that is really on AlphaStaff and our partners to do, and that's part of the fiduciary liability relief. There are all sorts of regulations, proposed regulations. There are acts in Congress right now that are being talked about for the future that might affect 401ks and other retirement plans. So AlphaStaff is on the hook for all of that kind of oversight and liability, and that's a very big advantage to you as an employer that wants to avoid getting into the weeds on all of those kinds of details. When we talk about a superior investment menu, we're really talking about open architecture, and what that simply means is that the AlphaStaff plan offers a variety of different types of mutual funds with different fund objectives at very low cost to our plan participants. And we go to the marketplace without regard to any sort of conflict of interest or any sort of proprietary arrangement with any one or two fund families. We try to look for the best deal for the participant, and sometimes that might be a Vanguard fund choice. It might be another fund choice. It's one of the things that is reviewed in detail every quarter by the investment committee, and through our investment manager and other partners, we ensure that the participants are paying the lowest cost for the best performing investment choices that they have. There is also what is called a self-directed brokerage account option under the AlphaStaff plan. That is through TD Ameritrade, and what that means is for the investment savvy or more informed and involved and engaged participants, they can go through their TD Ameritrade self-direct brokerage account and direct their 401k contributions into any publicly traded equity or bond or REIT or any investment that is publicly traded, and have their 401k money invested that way if they're so savvy, and if they're not as interested in the mutual fund approach, which is kind of the standard for 401k plans. Efficient pricing is what this slide is all about, and if you can imagine the larger size plan that we have with larger millions of assets involved, we can typically get the lowest cost retirement class shares of mutual funds, and we can, with the economies of scale, make sure that we are looking at providers and other aspects of the plan that are at the lowest cost for the benefit of the plan participants. So one of the things we do as a best practice annually or every other year at least is to go to an independent source for benchmarking, and that firm's called Roland Chris. You can look them up on the internet. They have typically done our benchmarking studies over the years and compare our plan with like plans, and we generally come out at an advantage when it comes to pricing with the large scope of services that the plan offers. So it's something that I encourage you to ask us about. We can always share that information with you about our benchmarking studies. It's not a requirement of a plan of our type and size, but it's something that we like to do as a plan sponsor, to be informed that all of the costs for the plan participants are looked at on a regular basis and actually compared with what else is available out there. Customized plan design to meet your company's objectives is really based on all of the various options you as an employer would have. You may want to choose an eligibility for 401k participation that is just the same as what you have for your other benefits, or you may want to choose something else. So you may want anything from immediate eligibility for 401k participation to a waiting period of up to 1 year. And that's part of the plan design conversation that we have with our employers that want to join the plan. We have that consultation up front, and we'll talk about the process toward the end of this presentation. It's fairly straightforward and pretty quick and easy to understand. But the plan design that is customized to your objectives is really about eligibility and any employer contributions that you may or may not want to make, either on a per payroll basis or on an annual basis. And the flexibility in that design is something that we think you'll find useful to your situation. This next slide just goes into more background and detail as to why you might want to look at offering a 401k benefit to your employees and how you can design your own plan's eligibility and employer contribution design around those objectives. Going on to the next slide, it goes into more background about the kind of design that's available to you. Maybe you have a demographic where most of the lower paid employees just are not participating in retirement plans. They just don't want to do it. But your company ownership and your other executives do want to contribute and take advantage of that benefit. When it comes to the government required compliance testing, this might throw your plan into non-compliance as a top-heavy plan or some of the other abstract terms that are part of the 401k language that I won't bore you with. But we can avoid some of those problems with helping you with a plan design that works the best for your demographic and also to meet your objectives. Targeted contributions, this is about another option available to you, and that's always part of the initial conversation we have when we talk about your interest in our plan. What do we offer, and where do we go next? What are the next steps? How do we get started? This slide is just a recap of what we've just talked about. A large size plan like ours offers a lot of advantages to employers of all size, all demographics, and all objectives. The pricing on our plan is always benchmarked and always looked at on a quarterly basis. You don't have to touch any of the payrolls. We take care of all of the day-to-day administration. The investment choices that we have are regularly reviewed on a quarterly basis. We're always looking for the best advantage for the plan participants without any conflicts of interest, and with always a plan that is growing in size all the time, every year, giving us further and further leverage in the marketplace. The plan design flexibility we just talked about, that you can really design your own plan. We don't have a one-size-fits-all approach to 401k. So this would be our process. If you're interested, just send me an email or call me at your convenience, or you can go through your account manager or other benefits representative if you like, and I'll reach out to you the same day and send you some information, and then we'll schedule a call whenever that's good for you, and we'll get started on really breaking down the details as to what's available to you, the time frame for getting started, and how this will all happen for you. Step 2 in the process would be the actual implementation of your new 401k design under the protection and coverage and advantage of the AlphaStaff multiple employer approach. And then thirdly, if there is a plan in place, there would be a process that would need to go forward with bringing that plan over to consolidate it with your new AlphaStaff 401k adoption. And that would be our process. I think we have one more slide that just asks for questions.
We do have a question. Anonymous asked, is this a different plan than the Blue Star retirement plan?
It's always going to be the AlphaStaff 401k plan that we're talking about. Our other plan partners or providers are Blue Star. They are the third-party administrator record keeper. TD Ameritrade is the plan custodian and trading platform. Ironview Capital is our ERISA Section 338 investment manager on the plan. Morningstar offers advisory services for those participants that are interested in either free advice or advice on their specific account for a fee. We have independent auditors that work with us once a year and some other partners, but Blue Star is the record keeper and the TPA. They are not, this is not the Blue Star 401k plan, it's the AlphaStaff 401k plan. Blue Star is the record keeper.
You have Pat's information here. You can also reach out to your HR account manager. And as I showed just a second ago, we do want to thank you again for being with us today and for being a client of ours. We love doing business with you, and we hope that you do take advantage of the 401k plan. It's an awesome benefit to offer your employees, and it costs you nothing. Of course, you can contribute if you would like, which is great, but people don't often think about their retirement plan as helping them along the way. But there are loan features and so on. So it's a great opportunity to get this plan started, and Pat can help you with that. And again, I thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.